Hello everyone and welcome at Interlagos 2, the final round of AOR Season 10, 40th one leagues. Well, I have to say I'm quite happy that it is the final race now because, well, season has been pretty long with also quite some interruptions, and yeah, we just hope we can finish this season in style, basically, with a good result for me as well and for the team. And yeah, I'm happy that it is not raining, neither for the race, for the race it isn't raining as well. And yeah, here in qualifying for the final time in this season, and we're currently in P2, Nikki with just a tiny bit fast. I think it's 300th of a second. We should be able to improve that, but it's not that easy as we approach now the center. As very tricky first couple of corners, and we clipping both apexes pretty nicely, and also good exit out of there using about a quarter of my curse. And we'll see after the first sector what the split time will be, and already half a tenth up on my time, and using all of the track here on the exit of that of turn 4 and 5, and now in this double right-hander turn 6 and 7 into I think that's, I'm not too sure if that's the Shunkao corner, I'm not too sure. But anyway, this second sector, yeah, quite a tricky one. You can easily lose time there, and also with my wing, I was using 1-1 wings. It was crucial to not lose too much time in that second sector compared to those who have better higher wings. And we took that final turn actually very nicely indeed, and we improved our time, and we're purple now. And yeah, the last corner was very good, so it should be even a more improvement than only that 700, and it is a 108.7 in the end. It gives us pole position, which I was a little bit surprised of, because I mean that time is, well, it's very good of course, but it's not perfect. You can definitely do that faster, but also regarding Marco and Honey Badger on the prime tires, I think that's quite okay-ish. Clothes a little bit unfortunate, only 1,000 of a second behind Kauk, and yeah, actually everyone set a lap time, so that's quite surprising. Everyone almost within 1 second. So that's my strategy. Lap 8 and 22. We're going into the pits. 1-1 wings, as I said before, and pretty much everything else is pretty standard. Balance 7-11. And yeah, we will just try to, as I said before, have a good race and see what we can do regarding position in this race, and maybe for the battle for second in the championship. 9 points, we're behind Klubitsky, so that means we have to win basically, and if he finishes, if he doesn't come home second, we will take the position from him. Although if Honey Badger wins, we will lose the position to him in the championship. So we definitely have to watch out for those two, but they're both a little bit further down up the field in 4th and 8th, I guess it is. So anyway, lights are on for the final time, and away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we have, well, not the best start. Nicky a little bit with a better getaway. We're leaving him room on the inside. A little bit of a wheel spin there actually. A well slide mid through the corner, but we maintained the first position, which was very crucial. But Nicky again on the inside here to the end of the first sector. And we're leaving him just about a little bit of room, but we get a little bit of a tap behind. I'm not too sure if that was a tap or just our mistake where we ran wide, and we now have the inside line for turn 6 and 7. We should be able to defend. Yeah, we are, but Nicky again on the inside here, a little bit of a push from him as he tried a sort of a dive bomb move there. And we will remain in the position once again. Will he try to get into this corner here next? No, I don't think so. And that was very crucial to stay ahead of him on this first lap. And we saved a little bit of our curse, so maybe we're fine to defend from him also in on this first straight here. I should mention that that Klutsky dropped back to the, I think, to the right to the back of the field, so very unfortunate start for him. I think it was an issue with Kauk further up the road. So we're finishing the lap now, and Nicky nowhere near us to attack us here on the straight, and it seems like he has a little bit of higher wings, and maybe also didn't save as much curse as I did for this straight, but it's looking quite good so far. Up into still P1. And definitely now the task is, well, to pull away, because Nicky and Kauk are definitely also not, they're definitely not slow. I mean, they wouldn't qualify up that high if they wouldn't be fast. But I think the task should be now to get out of the DRS zone, because once you can break that, it really can pull away from this train who's possibly going to build behind, because yeah, on this track normally the field is very, very close together, and there's quite some train forming. So yeah, our task is to pull away from Nicky as soon as possible. Gap is still within 7/10. So, but Kauk out of the DRS, and look, yeah, it seems that train form is not actually happening. It's quite spreading out, and someone is quite far behind now. I don't know who that is. Maybe my teammate, I'm not too sure. As we're setting the fastest lap, we have 1:11.5, and look at this, we gained 3/10 within basically one corner in the straight of Nicky. It just shows that we possibly have less swing than him, and he gains 3/10 in the first sector of us, so it seems to be very fast in the first sector, definitely. But we are gaining that time back in this last sector, which is a little bit more crucial, because that is the main overtaking point, I have to say. And in the second sector, we will just see how it goes now. It seems that we are pretty on an equal lap compared to the first one. And what is not good to see is that Honey Badger on this front is already up into P3, so that's brilliant stuff for him. And he's only 2.8 seconds behind us, so that was definitely not that what I wanted, as we gained 3/10 in that last, in the second sector of Nicky, and we used the rest of our curse. And you shouldn't be able to get the DRS on this straight yet. 1.5 seconds just shows. Well, yeah, we gained 5/10 basically in that last sector. It's incredible, but well. So far, we're doing a pretty good job staying ahead of Nicky and pulling away also. That's just will be very, very, very crucial to do that. And to keep increasing the gap, and hopefully if Honey Badger catches up when his prime tires are better at some point, and then the options that he will not get past Nicky as easily as he, that he will not pass Nicky easily at all, and we can increase the gap. And yeah, that is the task, as we are purple through sector 2. And yeah, gaining a little bit of time again on Nicky, 2/10 so far on this lap, or 3/10 even, I'm not too sure. And Honey Badger still not closing that much on on Nicky, and we're doing another fastest lap. And look at that, the first 3 flying laps were within 13 thousandths. That is incredibly consistent at the moment, and it just is very, very good to see that I'm able to find my rhythm as soon that quickly, basically. And we're now on lap 8. Basically nothing happened, and been planning actually to stop on this lap, and the tires are just looking not too badly, I have to say. And Honey Badger did manage to get past Nicky, but the gap now is almost 6 seconds to us. So we pulled at a gap from 6 seconds in these opening laps, which is incredibly crucial for this race. I was really, really surprised how I was able to pull away, because I mean, I wasn't sure about pace, because I'm not practicing that much, I have to say. But again, it's just also in previous races, it's just when you get to that level once, where you then you do, and you understand the game and stuff like that, you do not really need that much practice anymore to get up to speed. And that's definitely what was the key for the final races, for me at least. that I was as equally fast than in the opening races, but I didn't need that much practicing anymore. So coming out of the pits in P4, luckily some of the guys who were behind me pitted as well, so we're not getting too much traffic, as Cool Cat is still on his old option tires, and I would assume he would pit this lap because, yeah, I think so. He should pit this lap, otherwise it doesn't make any sense, I guess. We would lose too much time on these one options. Of course, Honey Badger now leading, but ooh, a little bit of a lag for Cool Cat. And he's not going into pit actually, but he lets us basically through, which is a smart thing to do. Not to fight too much for that position, because we are driving in a completely different race at the moment, unfortunately. Because I would have liked him to be a little bit further up, if I have to say. So it is Honey Badger currently leading from Marco FD, and Marco not particularly fast looking at the moment. I mean, you would assume that he would be at least stay with Honey Badger, but that didn't seem to be the case actually. So we're now on lap 13. Honey Badger pitted in just the lap before, so in the end of lap 12, and we catch up to Marco, which is not a surprise whatsoever, because we are on 8 laps fresher tires than him. So that's not really a surprise that we are almost a second faster per lap or something than him. He's still doing a pretty good job, I have to say, on these prime tires. But we're now in lean mixture, and if he doesn't stop this lap, we will definitely have a go at him on the straight to overtake him and remain first position, basically. As you see, Nicky still again in that P2, so that's good to see. Also that Honey Badger has to get past him once again. And here we go then, using all of my curves left and pulling to left hand side of Marco, not really defending into the center S, does he? And we have grabbing the inside line for the center S, and that's the move done on Marco. Pretty simple move. I think he didn't defend there whatsoever, and gap to Nicky is 8.3 seconds, so that's very, I mean, it's so much after just 13 laps, or 13 and a half laps. It's just so much to see how much that gap is. It's almost like Monaco or something. So we are now on lap 22, and Honey Badger was pretty fast on these prime tires, I have to say, on these fresher prime tires. 4 laps fresher than mine, and look at this, 8.8. The gap was 8.8 seconds now, and Nicky dropped back to almost 15 seconds of a gap. So that's very much. Don't know if he made another mistake or something, but definitely he's dropping back quite severely at the moment, and he's definitely coming also under pressure from Marco behind. He's now right behind him, and we'll definitely pit this lap. And the tires still, yeah, well, they're not looking too bad, but I think in general on this track, tire wear isn't that severe. Just also, I mean, reason for that is, of course, we can do a 2-step strategy, but well, anyway, making our final pit stop of the season, hopefully. Now, and we will definitely lose the position to Honey Badger, but the crucial thing is, where will we come out in comparison to Nicky and Marco? There's a car pitting, I think that's Marco, but you can see here Nicky on the right hand side. Oh, a little bit of a mistake here from us, but we're draining that curse now, and because it will be so crucial to stay ahead and not lose any time behind him, and we will have the inside line for turn 4 and 5, and we're making we will remain second position, which is so crucial, because I'm still afraid what Honey Badger can do on these option tires if you go onto them maybe within the next couple of laps. So although the gap will be about 10 seconds when he will come out of the pits, but still I'm quite afraid sometimes what these guys are doing with these tires. It's just incredible sometimes, and now we have to be careful until the end. Nothing is safe, I have to say, and well, I forgot. I completely forgot to mention that my teammate pulled out of the race because this, well, yeah, couple of incidents in the first couple of laps, and it was just so annoying for him, and just well, off the session basically, after 5 laps or something. So sorry about that, I missed that. And also Nicky disconnecting just as he went into the pits on lap 23, so that's very, very unfortunate for him. He definitely would have been a shout within a podium position, battling with Marco at least. So we're setting a new fastest lap on lap 26, which is pretty late actually, considering that we are these tires are already 4 or 5 laps old now. And look at the gap to Honey Badger now. It is 11.5 seconds, so that's a little bit more than I expected. So we should, I mean, he would need to gain over a second on me per lap to be in a shout in the end. And that's not going to happen, is it? Well, I hope it's not going to happen, because we were so consistently driving at the moment, and definitely also on the limit. And if we do not make any major mistakes or something, we should be fine. As we're doing another purple lap here, also a little bit of using Rich here on this straight, at least because I just wanted to improve that lap a little bit. And well, it's a 109.8. That's I mean, it's not too bad getting in the 109s on race pace. So 9 laps to go in this season, and it could be one of our best or finest drives in this season, I have to say. So far, really good, really consistent, and really fast as well. So I think so far that's definitely on the level of Monaco, I really have to say, on the level of that. And lap 32, finishing lap 32, gap to Honey Badger 7.2 seconds, so he's maybe gaining 6 or 7 tenths per lap. That's not enough, it's not enough to catch us. So we're still within the doing a 10.2 here on lap 32, so it's still very good. And yeah, we just will try to cruise basically to the end, as we're now on our final lap of the season, of this race, of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And gap to Honey Badger is 5.3 seconds, so that should be well and truly enough to get a second win in this season, and get second in the championship. Well, I'll talk about that later, but let's concentrate on that final lap, basically up the hill now into turn 5 and 6, I think that is, and now into this hairpin, into first gear once again, clipping the apex once again nicely there, and this left-hander now into another hairpin. And yeah, quite tricky to find a traction out of there, I have to mention, but managed it pretty well during this race. And now the final corner, a little bit of improving on the last lap, 200, so it just shows, well, we were very consistently on this race, I have to say. Maybe one of my finest drives this season, apart from Monaco, maybe Nürburgring, Bahrain. Definitely those races were the most, and here you can see it. We've done it. Second win of the season, and what a way basically to end this championship, to end this season, which was a good season overall, I have to say. Definitely better improvement from season 9, where it went quite apart from PC Split 1, I have to say. But yeah, gap to Honey Badger 6 seconds in the end. Marco prevailing, so well, it was sort of a cruising drive for him, 20 seconds off. I mean, it's not really usual for him, is it? But still, podium position for him. Kauk with his best result in 4th position. Lucas in 5th, equaling his best result from 2 weeks ago, I think it was, in Abu Dhabi. Phuket in 6th, and Nicky Kolutski in plus is still getting some points, although they didn't finish. Honey Badger, of course, was the fastest lap of the race with the option tires. That's not really a surprise, is it? But, well, I have to say, I'm happy overall how that season went. It was a reasonable season, but definitely not on the level of what I have been watching from season 7 and 8. I can only imagine what it was like there back then, but pretty much everyone said that it was very good back then, and I just hope that at some point we can get to that stage. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, at some point. Yeah, the championship standing. We took the position away from our team. It doesn't matter too much, I guess, because I mean, also considering people like Double D who just dropped out midway through the season and also finished maybe 6 races or something. I'm not too sure anymore. Though. I mean, that second in the championship doesn't say too much, but I have to say I'm happy with that. I had quite ups and downs in this season, but overall showed that I'm competitive and a fair driver, or I guess so. Yeah, once again, I'm just happy. And what I'm going to do, well, what is my future regarding F1 League racing? Basically nothing at the moment. I'm not planning to to join season 11, which is on F1 2015. I'm not really well, I'm not really eager to join that, but I think I need a break from F1 League racing, basically, and so there will be a montage of this season, of course, as I did that also for the previous season, so that's definitely what I want to do. So stay tuned for that, and also one special video regarding F1 2013 coming out well after that, and after that, well, I will concentrate on Project Cars basically until F1 2016 comes out, hopefully in the summer or something, and we'll see how that goes basically. Yeah, that's what I'm planning or not planning basically for the future. For the near future at least. Also have to study quite a bit for school, because I'm finishing school actually this summer, so will be quite some important exams coming up as well. So constructors, in the end, we topped the 400 points mark, 23 points behind Ferrari. I think that's reasonable. Second place in the championship. I think that's what we have expected. We should. I mean, yeah, it's not what we've expected. I think so. We can both be happy with that one, and yeah, Red Bull also with Honey Badger, of course, being a strong point scorer in the end, doing a great job of overtaking Toro Rosso. So that's it for season 10. Hope you enjoyed these videos, hope you enjoyed also this race, and I see you somewhere out there. Keep racing, keep doing what you're doing, and well, I will see you hopefully for the next F1 video soon. Bye bye.